Wait, can I start off the interview saying something, Steve?
Absolutely.
All right, let me know if I'm correct. Haloa.
Close. Really close.
I'm using Google. Google
you can say hello.
Haloa.
Yeah. So you were good. I gotcha.
Oh, good job, Ross. That's good.
Well, a little known fact about me, my uncle, who is my mother's sister's husband, was born and raised in Sweden. He moved over to America at 20, and so every year he goes back with his family to visit. Nobody ever invited me, though, so I've never been there, sadly. Very sad. All right,
too
Steve.
bad.
Kick it off. Kick it off the right way.
I don't know. I think that was a really good way to start the interview, Ross.
Well, let's start now. Just do the regular intro, and then I'll say hello.
Yeah. Hey to everyone. Steve Sievers from Bionic Buzz. I'm joined again by my special co-host, DJ Rossstar. And we are doing a live Zoom all the way to Sweden. Ross, introduce our band and guest.
I believe he's in Germany right now, actually.
Germany, but he's from Sweden, right?
Yeah, we just came home tonight, like 2 a.m., so I'm a bit jet lagged.
Oh, gotcha.
Let's let the man introduce himself, Steve. Who are you? Who are we talking to on Zoom today?
Well, let's see here. My name is Isak, and I play guitar in the band Tribe Friday, and we play Bubblegum EMO from the forest of Sweden.
You just got back from playing in Germany. I don't know anything about European distance. Is this a long drive? Is this a flight? How did you get from A to B yesterday?
Yes. Let's put it like this. We started driving yesterday, 9 a.m., and we got home today, 2 a.m.
So that almost, well, okay, how many? 9 a.m., so that's not 24 hours, not quite. Oh, like,
yeah,
17 hours?
7. Yeah.
The four of you, who drives the most and who drives the best when it comes to touring?
It's different over here, Ross.
What do you mean?
They mostly take like trains and some airplanes in Europe. They don't really drive. Yeah.
We have been driving though because we have so much gear with us, and we bring a lot of things for stage as well, like extra amps in the right colors and stuff, because we want to make everything look exactly like we want it to. But usually we drive kind of evenly because that's a good way to keep a healthy relationship going, right? Because if someone isn't driving, then it's gonna be some tough attitudes in tour after a while, right?
when you drive, do you get to pick the music that everyone listens to?
Yes, of course. And if you're mad at someone, you get the option to pick the music they don't like. So it's perfect. It's kind of like a therapy, right?
So what's your top 3 right now when you're driving on the road that you personally put on the stereo?
That's a really good question. One of my favorite car bands, so to speak, would be From Indian Lakes. Fantastic band for driving in a car. And then Uppsal, she released an album 2021, which is also great. And both me and no other singer in the band, we are obsessed with La Dispute. So there's usually at least a couple of spins of one of their records in the car.
So Steve and I have to write all 3 of these down because I'm pretty sure we've never heard any of these. Right, Steve?
Absolutely.
Nice.
It's good. Educating us.
That's great.
Yeah. Well, I think it's really cool that you your last album is titled your genre, Bubblegum EMO. Was there anything else that you were wanted to do, or like a title track, or just hey, let's just call it what it is,
I think the last option is the one. This is what it is. Let's just go for it.
Yeah, I love
so
it.
You didn't even have a backup name. That you were just all in with the one.
I think we're kind of an all or nothing band, to be honest. As I said, we bring extra stuff. We have to carry 10 speakers just because we want the stage to look right. So I think I would define us like an all or nothing band. So yes, it's just be one option. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this way.
Let me ask you, Steve and I grew up in America, and we grew up, I'm from New York and he's from Maryland. We were really spoiled when it came to concerts. We could see probably 20 a week if we wanted to. I don't know how frequent concerts are where you're from. What were some of the ones you saw growing up that made you want to get on the stage yourself?
That's a really good question. If we're going to talk like the music scene in Sweden is kind of sad, really, because we have problems with venues getting closed down, because in Sweden it's really hard, for one, to get an alcohol permit, and there's always neighbors complaining about noise levels. So most of the like middle venues are closed everywhere. So in Sweden we have like the really small stage, you know, you can play when you're 13. We have those everywhere, and then we have the big stages like the arenas. So in Sweden, it's really hard to be in between those two settings, right? But there's a bunch of concerts happening in Sweden, but I think it's fun to come to Sweden like for an American band, because you only come once a year. So it's like, it's now or never, dude. Everyone goes to the concert. And one of the biggest ones for me, I think, was actually La Dispute. I saw them 2015 in Gothenburg, actually with No as well. And that was fantastic, just seeing a band really give their all and putting their soul into it. And I think that's something I've always liked about like live concerts, because you have some bands who just, you know, they go on stage, they play their music like perfectly. But they're also like the bands who try to make the visuals match the feelings of the songs, you know, and all that sort of stuff. And that goes into my heart for sure. Like My Chemical Romance is one of those bands, you know, they really work with the visual material as well. And yeah, it gets to be a different thing live, right?
And I'm sure that was really exciting. I doubt you guys had a chance to see My Chemical Romance the first time they were around. So it must have been really cool for you to see them.
Yes, I missed them the first time, you know, that's something I've been buggered by for like ages. So getting the chance to see them now this year was fantastic.
That's the only thing I like about being a little bit older. I won't say I'm an old man. Green Day's my favorite band, and I've seen everything that they've ever done since the 90s. So when I meet a lot of younger fans at their age, they always say, oh, I was like not even born then. And I say, okay, well, I'm glad I was alive. Cool shows.
Yeah. I feel you on that one. It's kind of sad actually, because you know we listen to a lot of like old school emo as well, and then there's always like that. Yeah, we missed this. We missed this. We missed this. We missed this show. And like even like the shows in Sweden. I mean, like I missed a couple of shows like 2010, which I wish I would have gone to if I had been a bit older.
Yeah,
that's how life is, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I discovered a lot of my favorite bands back in the 90s by going to Tower Records and reading Kerrang, which is my favorite music magazine. Have they ever done anything with you guys yet over there? I mean...
No, not yet. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, like my boy room was plastered with Kerrang posters. That was like the only magazine I bought was Kerrang. I bought so much Kerrang. So I feel you on that one. Yeah. Looking forward to Kerrang.
If you're watching Kerrang, get them on. We're waiting. I wanted to ask you. I know that your new record isn't on vinyl yet. I know that the other two, the EPs are together on one LP. I know that you don't have your music on CD or cassette, but do they still make CDs and cassettes in Sweden? Are they readily available if you want to go out and purchase?
Yeah. They do. But I mean, most people in Sweden only buy vinyl. It's kind of like a vinyl era here in Sweden for sure. It's like, I mean, like most people in Sweden uses Spotify. Spotify is so much bigger than Apple Music here. It's like everyone uses Spotify. So I think most people actually buy vinyl like a memory or like something to put in their home as like, this is part of me. So it's, some people listen to vinyl for sure, but I think most people are buying like physical copies of music today as a way to connect more with the band and not as a way to listening to music here. So
at this point, if someone comes out to one of your shows and they want to come to the merch booth, what are you selling at this point since they can't get the new record on vinyl?
Well, we have some of the oldest record, Trying Your Luck. We still have some EPs left of that one. And then we're selling a bunch of t-shirts and tote bags, stickers. We're selling also I think the most fun item in my mind, we're selling trading cards.
Wow.
Yeah, because we're all undercover nerds. We played Magic the Gathering, and Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And all those games. Yes. So we were like, we need to make our own trading cards. Yeah.
That's really crazy. Steve, what were some of the cards you collected growing up?
I was into Magic the Gathering, and
nice.
Yeah. And it's funny now because now I'm also editor for a YouTube channel that has celebrities playing Magic the Gathering. It's called Tabletop Jock. So, and my daughter now plays Pokemon trading card games, so like the actual game, card game.
Nice.
So, what do the trading cards look like, and how many are there?
Well, I don't think we have any at home right now because they're actually sold out. We sold them out on tour, sadly. But I can go check real fast if we are in luck. Yes. Oh my God, we were in luck.
Steve. I wish Green Day made trading cards. That's a good idea.
I think more bands should do that. That is really cool. I would buy some of those from bands.
Look at it. So it's just like
how much did they go for? I mean,
we sell a pack of 2 cards for €5, and then there's awesome. 10 different cards. So, and all the cards, I can show them really quick. There's also a bunch of information on the backside. So it's not like you only get an image. You get a whole cool backstory as well. And then there's 10 cards total. So people have been collecting these cards and buying a bunch of packages to get the last one. We had one on tour now, actually, when we played here in Germany, that traded at the merch stand with another person because that person got the last card she needed to complete the collection. And she has plastic wraps for all the cards, being real dedicated. So it's awesome to see because I love collecting cards, and I feel like you want to find what you love about stuff and do that, make other people feel the same way.
Does it come with a really old stick of gum like most old trading cards used to come with?
We have been thinking about that. I think we might do that because we're going to do new cards.
Yeah.
Now when we're about to make a new record, for sure. I mean, we can't stop doing this. It's too much fun. And then who knows? There might be some gums in there.
Very cool. So when you play Magic the Gathering, who's your commanders you use?
I usually play blue and black decks.
Gotcha.
I had a really fun sacrifice deck, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, that were in standard. It was with Bolas Citadel, and you could sacrifice your own cards to deal damage to the enemy, and then I just spawned tokens and used the tokens to block all their attacks, and then I just killed them by them being unable to do anything about it. That's amazing.
Awesome.
It's almost like you got
it feels good.
I don't know what's going on. It sounds really interesting, though. Maybe I need to watch a YouTube video about this.
Yeah, I do that, Ross. It's awesome. Magic is one of the best built game we have around.
Is that really how you kill time, on the road and between shows when you're together?
Not really anymore. I mean, we played more Magic before. I think now we're having a break and doing more music stuff. Let's put it like this: we're not a band of slackers, that's for sure. Noah has a solo project. I have a solo project. Zach, the drummer, and me have a podcast. Robin also has a band with Zach. So we're usually working in the car. If not with Tribe stuff, with other stuff as well. So there's always someone mixing or someone, arranging stuff.
Yeah, I noticed on Apple Music, I added all your stuff, and it seemed to be every year or sometimes multiple in a year, at least going back to 2020, 2019. You have a lot of stuff out there you can get already, which is great.
Yeah, we're kind of bad at sitting still, to be honest. That's not our strong side.
No, a lot of my favorite bands from back in the day, at this point, they'll make a record every 8 years. You have to wait, and it's usually not even that good. So it's cool that you're always putting it out.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask, since you have the spotlight, because the other dudes aren't here, why don't you tell us about your side project? Because that's something you probably don't get to talk about too much.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I have a project called Find Whatever, where it's kind of like I like statistics and ways to improve stuff, because I feel like that's interesting and something that isn't like thought about as much in the music scene. I think, have you heard about the 80-20 principle?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay, so the thing goes that about 80% of what you do gives 20% of the results, and about 20% of what you do gives 80% of the results. So to try to get as much of that as possible, I have the goal of releasing one song every month on that solo project. So there's always new song coming out, and that also is because then you can't sit and take your time with it in the same way. You have to make quick decisions and try to find what's good real fast. And that's a way for me to like improve my songwriting, my mixing, my producing, everything really. So that's a fun solo project to have and see how I grow with it. So it's not as coherent as Try This, but it's fun.
So it's called Find Whatever, and are those songs also available on Apple and Spotify?
Oh yeah. I have 15 songs out now. I've been doing this for 15 months, so.
Wow. Oh my goodness, Steve, we need to like be more proactive in our lives. Look at this.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is fantastic. Wow. So when you go out there, so when you go out there now and you play a show, how many songs are you performing on a usual set now that you have a couple things out for Try Friday?
With Try Friday, we usually do like an hour set now. So we do, let's see here, 3 minutes per song. Yeah, we do around 18, maybe 20 songs, because usually our songs are really fast.
This is great.
We play fast.
Wow. I'm really impressed. And you don't tell like any jokes in between? There's not a lot of banter?
Yeah, there's some banter. Noah's really good at talking on stage and finding some good jokes in there, but we spend most of our time playing, and we really like, as I told before, like we like the whole idea of not breaking the fourth wall, really, like building the music into the real world. And that also means for us a lot of transitions between songs. Mm-hmm. So we don't usually have that we play a song and then we talk for a while and repeat. We more have like we play 3-4 songs in a row, and then we have some kind of middle talk between that. So that's why we can have so many songs in a row. And also because we write songs that are kind of short most of the time and very fast.
Oh, absolutely. Let's dive into some of your songs from the latest record. I always like hearing the origin story about how a song gets put together or inspiration or what it is. Let's start with Shut Me Up, a great song,
Yeah, it's a good one. It's the one that got us into the Eurovision qualifiers. So that's always fun to talk about. But yeah, that song was actually, me and Noah started that song. We were, because right then I wasn't living here in our collective house out in the woods. But so I went here, I think it was 2020 in April, and we just wrote so many songs in like a week. I think we wrote most of the basis for the album in a week, to be honest. And this was just like 2 a.m. drinking a bottle of wine, 2 acoustic guitars, kitchen, sitting down, thinking a bit of the Beatles, trying to find some fun riff to play, and we find that da 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 da, and then we built from that one. And they go really fast. I think we made most of the lyrics at the same time as well. So, but it was fun. It's fun writing songs,
Oh, another one I really love is
when you find
the last track on the record, Dead. I really love that one a lot too. What is it? It's just kind of the same day for that one. It just kind of came in that same writing session, or just.
Yeah, we did a bunch of different sessions that week. So we did some of those, acoustic guitars, 3 acoustic guitars, trying to write something, and then we did a bunch where we were out in the rehearsal space, jamming together, recording, seeing what we got. And this is one of those songs that started in a jamming session.
Oh, cool.
I think we found like the intro melody on guitar first, and we're like, hey, this is nice. This is really fast and cool. Let's see what happens. And then it became, one of the, I also love that song. It's one of the best one on the records for sure.
Who's crying at the end of the song?
Noah.
Ah.
Yeah. He was in the studio, and he was, because he took so much time to get everything done, when you're producing it and trying to get everything perfect. So That's him like finishing the last song.
So that's real. One take. That's real.
Yes,
wow.
It's real.
I wasn't sure listening to it.
I love that song so much. That's so emotional at the end. You know?
Yeah, exactly. It's really cool. I'm really glad he kept that because I feel like that's awesome.
Do you have staple songs at this point, like 2 or 3 that you have to play live every show that you know is going to get the biggest response?
Oh, yeah. Yep. We absolutely do. I mean, in Sweden, we absolutely have to play "Shut Me Up" because everyone watches the Eurovision qualifiers, right?
Yeah.
We had, I think it was over 3 million people seeing that one. So we have to play it because all the kid goes crazy. They love it. And then we also, personally, I would say "Conversation" because that song is so good live. It's heavy, it's fast, it's very cool. And then also "Talk So Loud" had a really huge traction on radio here in Sweden as well. So, and that also like a bit in Germany for sure. So those 3 songs I would say are some of the ones we actually like had to play because otherwise we will get some mad DMs.
my friend Lewis lives over in London now. He's been there for over 10 years and he got into Eurovision recently. So he was telling me all about it. The only thing I knew was from the Will Ferrell movie, honestly, but now I've watched actual videos from the real event.
Oh yeah. Good movie.
I don't know if you saw that one, Steve. It's a pretty good movie.
Which movie?
Is it called Eurovision?
Okay.
I think it's called Eurovision.
It's okay. Will Ferrell.
Watch it.
They're in Iceland and they're competing in the competition.
Oh, that one. Yeah. I haven't seen that one yet, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So that's real, and they were on that.
Oh.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very cool.
Look at you. I want to ask, before I forget, tell me about this. You're doing a zine, which I think is really cool because that's another thing that back in Steve and I's day, we used to read actual zines. And
yeah.
Yes.
How do you even know what a zine is? I'm so impressed, let alone having your own. This is cool.
Well, this is also part of like the trading card things because we grew up with earlier emo waves, like when we were, smaller, like really small. I mean, KERRANG, and all the scenes, you had your local bands who maybe did some scene. So it's kind of like, I feel like we want to take some of that back, like the stuff we kind of lost along the way in the music scene. So I feel like scene is part of that because I love the concept of like being able to show something more than you can do in a 3-minute song and like building stuff up and showing people's artwork, when people do fan art of us, that's amazing to be able to like, hey, this is really cool and give a platform for that as well. So we love the scene. Noah does all the designs and everything. He's a wizard at Photoshop and Illustrator. It's crazy.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
I love everything. I love all this stuff, man. I mean, I feel like younger bands today just go on TikTok and make silly videos and that's it. They play their shows and you're doing like a million other things, which is great.
Very impressive.
Yeah, exactly. We're kind of bad at
no offense to TikTok. I'm trying to get on there now.
No, I mean, TikTok is amazing. It's amazing, but I mean, like, it feels like we kind of lost some of the stuff that's amazing as well on the way. So, I mean, like, it feels good to keep that.
And the most important thing that Steve and I agree on, you're bringing back guitars and actual rock music, which is also something from the past.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I love a good guitar.
so do
I'm a guitarist,
man.
Yeah.
So do we.
Also, I love pedal boards.
Nice. Well, we gotta wrap this up in 5 minutes. Is there anything coming up you're allowed to talk about before we let you go?
Ooh, let's see here. We're playing Ripperband Festival in September. I think that's official. I hope so. Otherwise, I spoiled it by now. But let's hope so. So that's going to be awesome. I mean, like that's one of the biggest showcases over here. So
okay, I'm not familiar with
fantastic.
it.
But...
Yeah, who else?
All the festivals over there always seem amazing from watching from this point.
Who's playing this year?
Yeah, we have some. I'm not sure yet. I've just been swamped with information from tours. I haven't had time to check out all the artists yet, but I'm gonna go do that. I think this week. There's always so much information swirling around in your head,
Yeah.
I think we need to get over to Sweden, Steve. It seems like there's a way cooler. Good and bad, but I feel like there's a much cooler, at least live show experience over there and festival experience than we're getting over here, huh?
I went to college in London for a month, and just the concerts I went to there seemed 10 times better than the US stuff,
Wow, is it that much a difference?
Because they're spoiled here. They don't care because they can go to 100 a week. You guys should go hard. You go hard.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly why.
Yeah, for us, it's like, yeah, that's true. I mean, like in Sweden, it's like we had this festival recently that's called Way Out West. And when it's Way Out West, if you call someone and be like, hey, do you want to do something? They're going to be like, no, I'm at Way Out West. Everyone is at Way Out West. So it's like, it's happening in one side of the town of Sweden, but everyone's going there because, as you said, there's not as many festivals going around here. So
I love it.
For sure.
Well, give us all the links. We can check you out before we go. Everything you want them to know about Tribe Friday and find whatever also.
Well, we can start with, we have a site up, and then of course we have, Instagram and everything. So it's just at Tribe Friday everywhere. And then the site is called tribefriday.com. So it's easy peasy to find. And find whatever is spelled funny because, you know what, why not? So it's all capitalized, fine. And then it's a comma, and then it's a space, and then it's whatever in small letters. And
amazing.
Also, like, everywhere.
Thanks for hanging out with us. You were really
this was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this was awesome.
Yeah,
thanks.
Let's hang out again soon. And next time you're here in Nashville, I'm sure Matt will let me know. We'll meet up.
Yeah, and if you come here, you're free to get a bed to sleep in. So if you want to go to Sweden,
I'm gonna talk to my uncle about this. I'm gonna say, you know what, you never invited me. Now it's time to go.
There you go. Yeah, if you have family to visit, Ross, we'll go. Yeah.
Hey, I'd like, everyone there.
Playing around like a festival there, so.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
All right, well, good luck with the writing. We Steve and I look forward to what's coming next from you guys.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited.
All right, wait, how do you say goodbye in Swedish?
Hej då.
All right, hej då.
Hej då.
It's awesome.
Hey now.
Hej då.
I love it. Awesome. Thank you guys.